Hey heroes, welcome in. We are your hosts for hire. I am Lucas Rand. This is Kyle Cage. And today we want to talk a little bit about what if. There has been a lot of negativity on what if, some warranted, some pretty unwarranted, and we want to get into kind of the nitty-gritty of that.
Yes. First off, please be sure to share, like, comment, subscribe, all the good things at Hosts4Hire Podcast on all socials. That's Hosts4Hire with the number 4. We're trying to push to 1,000 on YouTube specifically.
Yes. In
So
this
try and
season
get
of
over
giving,
there.
give us your subscriptions, please. That's all we ask for this year. And we will be so appreciative when we hit that 1,000. It has been a really cool journey so far, and we're moving a lot faster than we thought we would. I'll tell you that. Thanks to you guys.
Yes.
And
So
let's
some
jump
of
into
these
it, man.
some of these things that people are talking about, I totally get. There was a lot about this season that
Underwhelming.
it was underwhelming. It fell flat. It had a lot
Mhm.
to live up to. We
Yes.
talked about this in previous episodes, but
Mhm.
it had a lot to live up to with season 1 and season 2. And in our opinion, it fell flat,
Yeah.
and seemingly the opinions of a lot of other people.
Yeah. Now,
However,
I was gonna say, now, what's annoying to me is when I'm scrolling through TikTok, I'll see things like legitimate reasons, like you were just saying, like writing, like a lack of interesting characters in the finale. You had a team of 4 characters, 2 of which were original characters to the story.
Really 3 technically, because like even Peggy, even though
Right.
she was from the
Yeah.
first season, she really doesn't exist anywhere else.
Right. But like at least like Peggy's in like she has comics and stuff. I just mean like
Mhm.
like Birdie was introduced 2 episodes ago, and they have her as one of 4 main characters. It's just one of those things that most people don't feel interest in that, or they don't want to see her do something cool because they don't really know what to expect out of her. But like if you put like just pulling an example like that Wolverine Thanos that they teased us with, or Samurai Ghost Rider, or like those things, characters like that get people to like want to watch. Like Storm is a perfect example of that. We were globbing on to each Storm moment because she's the character. We were like, oh, that's awesome. We
Well,
want
storm wielding Mjolnir. It's
yeah,
just a
like
cool
it makes
concept,
you want,
Yeah.
where the other characters just fell so flat on that, man. Like the in my opinion, the team should have been like 2 characters bigger. Like instead of 4
Mhm.
characters, Birdie, Kahori, Storm, and Captain Carter, like we could have used some like other juice characters like Storm,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
Uh
Let us know who you think would have been better, or who would
yeah,
have been a
what's
good
your juice
addition.
character that you would have
Yeah,
liked?
who do you guys want to see in there? I do want to point out that another big gripe that I have with this, that is definitely a warranted issue with this season, is that most of the episodes, in my opinion, felt like the Happy Hogan Saved Christmas episode in
Yeah,
season 2.
yes.
Most
Where they
of
were
the
just filler
episodes,
episodes, they were fun
they
episodes.
weren't, yeah, they weren't bad. They just were just kind of, compared to the rest, not the
Not
greatest.
as great. And man, with this being the last season, you just can't do that, dude. There's so much expectation. Like so many people love this
Mhm.
series. Like so many people were wanting.
It
You
was
know?
it's arguably Marvel's most anticipated
Yeah, dude.
project.
Lately, at least.
Yeah, most
For me
especially
personally,
recently.
for sure. And I
Yeah,
was left wanting. I was wanting, and I was left wanting, and that
which is there's just the last thing you
it's not
want
great.
as
Yeah, that's not
as a
great.
showrunner. Like, you don't want people wanting more when you're not going to give them more. It'd
Yeah.
be one thing if we were getting a season 4,
For real,
you
dude.
know?
Like we said in another episode, if there was 10 seasons, that Howard the Duck and Darcy episode, this whole birdie shit, like it would be dope. I'd love it. Like it would be so cool.
Even if
But
we were
there
getting one more
is,
season.
yeah,
Even
right.
if we were getting a potential of even just one more season,
Yeah.
the amount of filler episodes in this one wouldn't have been as jarring.
Yeah, as
But
frustrating.
because of
I
that,
agree.
so
However,
so
now,
mhm.
with all these actual reasons to be upset at this season, Peggy is not one, bro.
Yeah, why are so many people
Brothers in Christ.
upset with
Like,
the fact that, and another thing I was reading
to
is
me
not
is just
just
straight
Peggy
sexism.
was it. I'm genuinely was just about to say one of the things I read had genuinely said that I can't believe the Watcher had to get saved by 4 women. Like, who cares?
My brothers in Christ,
Like,
it is coming upon the year 2025 now. Like, let's just do better. Like, come on, man.
please.
Like, objectively, of what we've seen with our eyes out of Steve Rogers as Captain America in live action and Peggy from What If, you're gonna look me dead in my face and tell me that Steve was cooler? Brothers.
The only potential of
She's so much
anything
more
that has to
aggressive. She's
stand
so
up
much more like intense than he is. She's so much more
is
offensive where he is defensive.
it's the Winter Soldier. It's Captain America 2 is the only Steve Rogers cap that could hold a candle to Peggy.
I'll agree with it. No,
In any capacity.
don't get it twisted. I love Steve, and I think he's a top tier badass. But bro, like the things we were seeing Peggy do, and like the level of badassery, is just higher than what we got to see with Steve. So like, why are we harping so much on like the fact that he's got a penis? Like,
Well, like it to me personally, I mean, we may be off base here, but a vast majority of the people I've seen complain about, specifically about Peggy, it's strictly sexism. That
yeah,
there's
it's just
no
men. I
other
haven't seen
plot.
like a female content creator being like, the reason that season 3 sucked was because Peggy. Like, why is it Peggy? Who cares about Peggy Carter? I've seen so much. Who cares about Peggy Carter? And it's like, bro,
No,
who cares about any of these characters? Like, really, she's the main character of this show. Like, she's the Iron
Who cares
Man.
about any of these characters because they're all what if characters.
Yeah,
They're all
like,
what if something that didn't happen happened. Like,
and like, bro, like again, to me, Peggy is one of the highlights of this whole series, not just like the season, but like the whole Peggy Carter arc is dope as fuck. Like, how could you not like it? It's just more like Steve. Like, if you love Captain America and you love that story between him and Peggy, it's just like more of that. How can you not like that?
and the
That's so weird.
the animation aspect gave them a lot more leeway. They were able to
Made
show
her
a
such
human
a
being
badass.
at
Like,
peak capacity. 'Cause
such
you
a
can't
badass.
really do that in live action. Like,
Yeah.
you know, there's only
Like,
so
we
far
didn't
you
get
can
to see
stretch
Steve's
it.
bicep when he's holding the like helicopter, and his biceps are just like bulging in like sex appeal. We get that most of you incel men want to see your big bulging biceps. If you want that, just pause when Captain Carter's being turned into like, and there's a version of her where she's Thor and she's just mommy yoked, dude. If that's what you're
Which
looking
is
for, bro.
fine. Which is fine. But of course, those same people are going to be like, that's the opposite of what I want. You're lying to yourselves. That's what everyone wants.
Uppies. Yeah, you guys, please tell us, what were your gripes with this season? Because from what like Kyle and I have been seeing, like we said, there's a lot of credible ones, like writing, like lack of like intriguing characters, one less episode in a season finale where you're already kind of lacking. So like that makes it even like more like an extra hit.
What
there's a
felt
lot
like
of credible
filler
ones,
episodes.
and then uncredible ones like Peggy being the problem somehow.
Or
rather
just the
than
fact
all of
that
that other shit.
the team is female. you
That I
know?
didn't see, bro. That's like wild. That's like
Yeah,
somebody's
that's-
horrible opinion, dude. That's like that's
Yeah.
just like. But
That
I
was
do
when I
believe that
read
there's a
this
big
morning.
chunk of the country that feels that way. I genuinely believe that there's a big chunk of the big man Uatu needs to be saved by 4 little tiny females. Not in my country.
Yeah, the
In 1 month, everything's gonna be fixed here. In 1 month, this won't be. In 1 month, everything's gonna be.
the woke agenda won't be being pushed down our throats anymore.
It's such a terrible take. I love it though. God, it's horrible. But yeah, you guys, tell us what you thought were the problems. Why you didn't enjoy this season as much as the other seasons, or if you did enjoy this season as much as the other seasons, tell us the reasons why and why, like, you think most people are off base. about
Yeah,
this season.
please, because I'm confused as to how you could think that.
Yeah,
I don't know
me too.
how someone could go so far one way, saying it's the worst thing ever made, and that there's all this terrible shit about it. And I don't understand people going the other way, saying that it's the best thing ever made.
Yeah,
You know,
100% agree.
it's
We have to
because
be
it's just
objective.
objectively
That's
not.
the
Yeah.
that's the bad thing sometimes with comic books and comic book fans, is that we have a hard time with objectivity. You and I know we struggle sometimes. Like right
Especially when it
after we
comes to our
watch the
favorite
episode,
characters.
yeah, like right after I watched the episode, I was pumped. I was like, "Oh, that was dope." But like I had to like soak it in and be like, "Was that as good as it could have been and should have been?" And the answer is no. Like, like it's hard to be objective like that, especially when you're excited. Like
It
Storm,
definitely
like
gets
destroying the
easier upon
Watchers. Those
multiple
moments were
watch throughs. Doing this
yes.
podcast has kind of taught us both that. Like,
Same.
if we watch something multiple times, it's like,
Case in
oh,
point,
this is
Venom.
not.
I loved Venom when it 1st came
Mhm.
out, and then like upon like 4th watch through, I was like, this might be absolute ass.
A recent example, which we'll probably do an episode about this soon, but a recent example for me is Man of Steel. I loved Man of Steel. Rewatched it recently. It's a god awful movie. Terrible movie. Come at me. Come at me in the comments. It's god awful. I don't care what anyone says. It's a bad movie.
Bad
It's
movie.
just not.
Here's
well
like
done.
my ultimate take on that, real quick. Henry Cavill, fantastic Superman. Man of Steel, terrible Superman movie. Terrible Superman movie. Get at us in the comments. But yeah, you guys, please.
Yeah,
after you get at us in the comments or before, please like, share, subscribe so we can hit that yearly goal. The end of the year, we have like 12 hours to hit 1,000, you guys. Otherwise, we're gonna get 1,000 lashings. That was our promise to ourselves. So please help us out so that we don't have to get there. And tell us what you want us to do episodes about. Because we're gonna be coming out with some new like edits and stuff soon. And we just kind of want to see what you guys want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to talk to you guys, not just to each other.
Yeah,
we've been talking to each other for 10 years now. I'm sick of his voice. All right, I want someone else's input.
All right, and we will see you guys on the next episode. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you have been here with us this far.
Yes, thanks for stopping by, and we will catch you on the next one.